My name is Brad Bernstein. I'm an immigration attorney.
I am David Squeeze Annakie, and obviously one of the hosts on the Brad and Squeeze show. I have a business that's called Link Up Media, and it's been around since 1996, and decided to start a radio program.
And Mr. Annakie sold me some radio time and said I'm going to be on the radio with a guy by the name of Squeeze.
I didn't think it was going to evolve into a business.
And I went back every week on Friday night to see Squeeze. And every Wednesday, Mr. Annakie would call me and ask for money to pay for this advertising time.
Give him this deep corporate talk and talk to him about business. I had to separate the money from the personality, you know.
And it took about 2 months before I realized that Mr. Annakie and Squeeze was the same guy.
Next thing I know, I'm doing a radio show live from Jamaica to the United States.
When I first started on the radio, Squeeze kept saying, you know, I filed for my citizenship 5 times and he kept getting denied. And off the air, I was saying, let me do your citizenship, let me do your citizenship. And he goes, no, I'm not interested. I had this other lawyer, he said he was the best lawyer, and didn't want me to handle it.
I was like, dude, I have actually attempted to do this multiple times, and it has failed me every time. I gave in after working with him for a while. A few months later, rather, I was in Hartford, Connecticut, getting sworn in.
Then Squeeze was sold on me. After that, I could do no wrong for immigration. And over 19 years, the show has kind of developed from a law show to a show about Brad's personality, Squeeze's personality. Plus, we're helping people. Plus, we're informing people. Plus, we're making people's lives better.
That's the reason why the show is really what it is. It is that because we are just ourselves.
Something very interesting happens when you work with somebody every day. You become their best friend.
And that's a fact. She has become, believe it or not, my best friend.
One day, Squeeze had a great idea when Facebook Live started. And his great idea was, I'm going to take out my phone and film our radio show.
The next thing, they're building a green room in his office.
And we are now turning our radio show into a broadcast show that is going to be seen live on Facebook. It's going to be seen live on YouTube. And oh, by the way, you're still going to hear our broadcast show on WVIP 93.5 FM.
It's phenomenal, and the most gratifying thing is that we're truly helping people. It's amazing walking through the airport and people come up and say, Brad and Squeeze, you guys are the greatest. If I could cry, tears would actually come out of my eyes right now. Just keep watching.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is Brad Bernstein. As you can see, I am alone here in the studio. Squeeze has left me. Not for good. He's somewhere in this world. Do we have Squeeze somewhere in this world? Is Squeeze there? Maybe not. Well, until Squeeze, we're gonna get Squeeze here. There he is, with his hands up like a crane. Where are you with those Buddhas? I don't hear Squeeze though. I don't hear his. There you are.
Can you hear me?
I do hear you.
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Squeeze. Where in the world is? Are you in are you like in Thailand with all those Buddhas?
I decided to take a trip to get some meditation going, so I ended up at this place where they do a lot of meditation.
I see.
It ends with land.
It ends with what?
Land.
Land.
Yeah, and you got the word "is" in front of it.
Iceland?
It's an island. It's an island.
An island. I thought you were talking about you were in Iceland. I didn't know what you were saying. All right.
I've been to Iceland.
So maybe you'll let us know where you are in this meditation bunker of yours.
No, I'm actually at my house in Jamaica.
That is your house? That is your house?
Yes,
it's like a meditation palace there.
I believe in meditating a lot. But how the hell are you, man?
I want you to know something. You did a very good quick change because about 5 minutes ago, when I saw you off the air, you were in a white T-shirt. And I said, are you doing the show in your pajamas? And then all of a sudden, you just did this quick change.
By the way, it was not 5 minutes ago. It was about 30 seconds ago.
Right.
So right now, if I stand up, you're going to see stuff you don't want to see because there's nothing on from my waist down.
I don't want to see any of your stuff. So, yeah. So sit right where you are. Sit right where you are, my friend. Sit right where you are.
But anyway, Brad, it's good to be back here, man, on the Brad and Squeeze Show. It's live at 9, and we're here for the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're going to be answering immigration questions by people calling the number that's on their screen, or if they're listening to 93.5, my favorite conduit. 1-800-529-5465. We joke about everything here. 1-800-529-5465. Do you like my pocket square?
I do like the pocket square, but you were supposed to go scarf. What happened to I'm going to be wearing a scarf every day? It's too hot for a scarf.
I'm not going to wear scarf at 91 degrees in Jamaica.
That is true. That is true.
What's the matter with this guy?
Anyways, let's go. Let's go. Right now, we have 12 open lines, Squeeze. So if you want to call to get on our radio show, which is also heard live on Facebook, which is also heard live on YouTube, on Facebook at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, on Facebook at Brad H. Bernstein, Facebook David Squeeze Annakie, Link Up Media, Link Up Radio, Jamrock Magazine. I've lost all. What other links are there on Facebook? I mean, people are watching us all over the place, as well as on YouTube at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. What else is on Facebook, Squeeze?
Well, we got USA Credit Repair.
Right,
you can watch David Squeeze Annakie, like you know, the Link Up Radio, Jamrock Magazine, BioLife Energy Systems, Fiction Fantasy Nightclub, Drinks on the Rock, New Solutions. There's so many. There's at least 15 Facebook pages which are loaded. We wanted to get the word out to as many people as possible, and we must say thanks to your production team, my production team, collaborating, coming together for people to be able to get their immigration questions answered by calling 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465.
And if you call now, there's 12 open lines. You will get on the radio, 1-800-529-5465. While we wait for people to call, Squeeze, maybe we have answered everybody's immigration questions. I don't know. Perhaps,
I doubt that
perhaps nobody has any more issues, okay? And by the way, we have our regular Brad Squad and Team Squeeze listening and watching on Facebook. So good morning, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, Cordella Willery, Natasha Campbell, Marsha Evbless, Shrewd has been watching a lot. Dane from Atlanta has been watching a lot. Who else do we have here? Tamika Nelson, who did our first Bradified marriage. We're going to have a fresh squeezed segment soon. Figure out what freshly squeezed segment soon.
Freshly squeezed, not a fresh squeeze.
Right.
Wow, you could have a fresh squeeze.
You are fresh squeezed. So anyway, you were flying overnight to your compound down in Jamaica. So let me run down the news with you here and let you know what's going on. And then you can comment as you wish. How's that?
Not a problem. I'll do that.
So, first of all, in immigration news, Squeeze, there has started construction on a border wall. Four different types of border walls. They're testing out which is the best to prevent people from crossing the border to Mexico. There are 4 different prototypes that are being built right now in San Diego, and Donald Trump has somehow found $20 million from his presidential budget to go build these prototypes. The walls are going to be more than 30 feet tall, and Donald Trump has promised every time somebody from Mexico complains, it goes up 1 additional foot. That's not true, the last part. That last part is fake news.
I was about to say, what?
Yeah, that last part is fake news. Okay, more news, which is actually, this is actually not even funny. This is actually really, really, really bad. Those protests in Charlottesville. Okay, you would think in the protests in Charlottesville, following those protests, where you had neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan and very bad people protesting for white supremacy, and then you had counter-protesters, you would think that the people who are espousing the hate would be the ones who would ultimately get arrested in Charlottesville, but that happens not to be the case. There are 2 black men who were counter-protesters. One by the name of Corey Long, and there's a video of him, Squeeze, getting beat up like there's no tomorrow by at least 10, 15 white supremacists. Now, there's a video out there that this young kid, Corey Long was with the fire. DeAndre Harris, I'm sorry. That there's this young kid, DeAndre Harris. I got confused because there were 2 different people, okay? This kid is getting pummeled. Literally, look at the guy on the ground, getting pummeled, okay? Yet, why is he, out of everybody in that fracas, okay, he is the one who got arrested? How is that possible, Squeeze?
That is ridiculous.
How is that
possible?
Just looking
at that video right now, And how many of the other people got arrested?
I am not aware of anybody else getting arrested at this point from that video. But DeAndre Harris, who has never been to a protest before, who just went to say this is wrong, is in a parking garage. Now, we don't know what led up to that, but certainly you can see the kid getting absolutely pummeled by about 15 white supremacists. Yeah, exactly. And out of that entire fracas, only one person gets arrested? Come on, Squeeze. Come on.
Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. I want to use some expletives, but I can't.
All right. So on another ridiculous front, which is why I have given up my Knick tickets. Do you want to hear something ridiculous? Okay.
Yes, I want to hear.
All right. So 5 days after Donald Trump, tells the reigning MVP and the champion Golden State Warriors to not come to the White House, they are disinvited because there was, and Stephen Curry, and who is the reigning MVP, gets called out by Donald Trump because Stephen Curry does not like how Donald Trump reacted to what was going on in Charlottesville. And the NBA, which is obviously the employees of the NBA are a large minority, correct? It's not a, it's a fact, okay? And they were disinvited from the White House 5 days after the owner of the New York Knicks, who has absolutely no common sense, who has been voted many, many times the worst owner in sports history, donates how much? $125,000 to the Donald J. Trump re-election campaign. 5 days after the Golden State Warriors are disinvited.
Unbelievable.
And I want you to know, I used to have tickets. I was 3 rows behind Spike Lee. 3 rows behind Spike Lee. But I gave them up a while ago. This was well before, obviously any of this happened. I just gave them up because the Knicks were terrible. And I couldn't stand watching them anymore. And I was not going to get myself upset anymore watching a bad team because it would upset me for the rest of the night. So I gave up my tickets.
What you could have done, though?
What?
You know what you could have done?
What?
You could have given me your tickets, right?
Right. And then
I would have gone down there.
And then you would have been very happy, right?
No. You could have given me your tickets, and this mad Jamaican man would go down there and talk to that dude for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's
it.
That is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, you know what that shows? It just shows money and power. Nobody cares.
Nobody.
People with money. I mean, it just shows. I mean, I'm sure there's people. There are people with money and power like David Squeeze Annakie who care. Okay?
I don't know about that.
Okay, but it shows there are lots of people. There's lots of people out there with money, with power, who don't give a crap. That is a guy, who doesn't give a crap. Doesn't care. How do you do that? Even if you secretly support Donald Trump, how do you, as an NBA owner, 5 days after Donald Trump disinvites your championship team and your reigning MVP to the White House and says you're not invited, we don't want you? How does the owner of the New York Knicks go donate $125,000 to the guy? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just bad taste.
Did you hear about
what?
Did you hear about George Bush? I don't know if.
Yes, I heard about him.
Jill.
Yes, yeah,
you heard about him.
You heard about George Bush. I saw that you posted on Facebook about George Bush. You're like, you said something to the effect like, when you're pining for the days of George Bush, when you go back and you say, wow, things were really good. I wish we had George Bush.
George Bush look good.
Yeah. So George Bush.
It makes George Bush look real good.
Yeah. So George Bush, he had a speech in New York City yesterday. And in the speech, he criticized Donald Trump, not only for his divisiveness in politics, but how he's dividing the nation, how he's dividing people of races and religion, and basically calling Donald Trump out as basically not bringing the country together, but bringing the country apart. And he was lauded, George Bush, for this, and he He was a very pro-immigrant stand, which is very surprising because he wasn't able to pass immigration reform. Although, if you do remember, about a decade ago, he did go on national TV saying we do need immigration reform. He couldn't get the Republicans to pass it. So,
here we are again.
Here we are
still
again.
Haven't gotten them to pass.
What else is happening? You know what else is happening in the news, Squeeze? Yesterday, Facebook takes off the Brad and Squeeze show in the afternoon. Okay? They need to get their act together, Facebook. All right? They're making I'm going to lambast them. They are making WVIP. They are making WVIP look really, really good right now, okay? They took us off the air. I don't know why. We're still trying to figure it out. And then this morning, wait, I want to put this picture up now. This morning, we go and produce a selfie of me and some of our clients. There we are. This picture was taken about 6 months ago, and they're from Mexico, and the man crossed the border, and we got him his green card, and his 3 children are in the U.S. military who were born here, and he struggled a long time to get his green card, and we had a success selfie up on Facebook, and we talked about his story, and then he went to buy a restaurant in North Carolina, and he owns a restaurant in North Carolina serving Mexican food. And Facebook sends us an email this morning, Squeeze, and says they took down this photograph because they do not condone X-rated photos and descriptions. Squeeze.
What part of it is X-rated?
I'm not exactly sure. Maybe my stomach's hanging over my belt, and they thought that was a little too X-rated. I'm not exactly sure what is X-rated.
Hold on.
What's X-rated there?
Hold on. Jill, could you have Muta Ali put that picture back up? I want to see this picture here. Okay. Yeah, it's your belly. It's your belly, man.
It's my belly that was X-rated. It was the belly.
It's your belly.
It was the belly.
Yeah, your belly.
All right.
You didn't suck it in enough.
So maybe that's the case. All right. So Squeeze. That's what it could have been my cleavage. Maybe I should button up more and wear a tie. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure what's X-rated in that picture, but they took it down this morning. So I'm saying to Facebook, WTF, Facebook, WTF.
What does that mean?
It means, what the freak are you doing? All right. So anyway, let's go to immigration questions. We have Beverly online here holding for at least 10 minutes from Apooka, Florida.
I just want to say something though. I was able to log on to your screen, but evidently because you're sending me back the feed from your screen, you had to mute your screen. But I said, forget it. So I logged out, so I can't see your screen. Just letting you know.
Okay, so we have Beverly from Apooka, Florida on hold.
Okay.
And that's the only person on hold right now.
All right, so let me give out a number. Beverly, we're coming to you in less than 15 seconds. I do have Brad Bernstein, the attorney, right here ready to answer your immigration questions. Everyone with immigration questions, it is Friday, October the 20th. We are doing the show. Call now. Here is the number, 1-800-529-5465. It's the Brad and Squeeze Show. Answering your immigration questions, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Call now. We're going to Beverly in 5. 1-800-529-5465. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beverly, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
All right. So you got Squeeze in Jamaica, Brad in New York, and Beverly in Apooka, Florida. What's your question?
I have a boyfriend in Jamaica.
Uh-huh.
He has a visiting visa, but he wants to come and join me here. What's the best route to go?
Well, what does he want to join you here as, the boyfriend? Does he want to join you as? Okay. Are you a citizen, Beverly?
Yes, I am.
All right. So you have three ways to deal with this. Okay. One way is you file a fiancé visa for him, but you really don't need you don't need fiancé visas when he has a visitor's visa. Okay.
Right.
So now your two choices are this. This is what the law says. I'm not telling you what to do because I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you the law. Okay. The law says if he comes here on a visitor's visa and he comes with the intention of visiting, and for 90 days this man is visiting you, and after 90 days he wakes up one morning and he says, Beverly, my love, I love you to death. Let's get married. and let's live together. And then you get married more than 90 days after, then he can adjust his status here and he can get his green card here. If he says to you on day 89, Beverly, my love, let's get married, and you get married on day 89, you will be denied. That's one option, okay? Option number 2 is he stays in Jamaica or wherever he is, and you fly to Jamaica, you marry him, you file for him, you come back to America, and he comes here in a year with a green card. Those are your 2 options.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on one second, Beverly. We can help you, by the way. And maybe people don't realize that, but I actually have a law office here with like 70 employees, and we help people every day here. Do you know that, Squeeze?
That's true.
Are you aware of that?
I am completely aware.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were, after 19 years, if you were aware or not.
I don't know, man. I got put in a box over there, so I'm not sure, you know?
You do get put in a box? Squeeze's office is like the tiniest little office. It's just that's what was available, you know. So
I'll take that box than the box that you visit ever so often.
Yes,
all right.
That is. Yeah.
So let's go to one.
Now, I've only one time, Squeeze, at that place. One and done there. One and done there.
Right.
All right, Bridget.
Bridget. Let me just give out the number.
Fine, sure.
All right, then we go to Bridget.
Yeah.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Once again, folks, we're reminding everybody to please share our social media pages. On Facebook, at David Squeeze Annakie. On Facebook, Brad H. Bernstein. On Facebook, Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. Once again, folks, also on YouTube, Spar and Bernstein. The number to call right now to get your immigration questions answered. We're going to be checking in with, of course, Kim Moore, social media guru, aka
at the end of the show.
SMG at the end, yeah. But remember to start posting your questions on the social media platforms so she can compile them. So we can have a true rapid fire, not rapid hesitation fire. All right? 1-800. Okay.
You know what happens when you do rapid hesitation fire? You get shot yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
1-800-529-5465. Bridget, you were saying?
Yeah,
saying about Bridget, Brad?
Yeah, so we have Bridget is calling from Jamaica. She could have come to your house and asked the question. We could have done it on Skype. Bridget,
I have a quick question.
Bridget, question for you.
I lived in Jamaica in the 70s, 1975 exactly. Was raised in California. 4 years ago, my company that I worked for in Florida decided that we could work from home. Well, of course, my question was, can home be anywhere? And they said, of course, as long as you have an internet and a computer. So I, moved to Jamaica. I go up every 6 weeks for meetings. Now, can they take my green card? Because I never became a citizen.
Yes, because you come up every 6 weeks for meetings, but at some point, if they start questioning where you are living, and it sounds to me that you are living in Jamaica and using a green card to visit for business here in the United States, that is not what a permanent resident does. Now,
so can I live in 2 places?
Okay, maybe you do. So if you live in 2 places, you got to be physically in the United States for at least 6 months of the year. If you are physically in the United States 6 months of the year, you're doing everything right. If you are in the United States for less than 6 months in the year, they may allow you in, but at some point, somebody at the airport is going to start questioning you, where do you live? And I don't know if it's going to be on the next trip or in 3 trips or in 5 trips. And when that questioning starts happening and they realize that you are spending 8, 9, 10 months in Jamaica and 1 or 2 months in the United States, that's when they're going to look to take your green card away from you.
Okay, I have one last quick question. Can I apply for my citizenship while I'm here?
No.
Or do I have to go there?
A, you have to be living in the United States to apply for your citizenship. And number 2, you got to comply with the rules of citizenship. So the rules of citizenship are you got to comply with these 3. 1, you got to be living in the state for 90 days before you file, wherever you're filing. 2, for the last 5 years, you have to be able to show that you were physically in the United States for 30 out of 60 months, meaning that at least for the last 30 to 60 months, you had 2 feet in the United States of America. And then number 3, can you prove that?
No, I'm asking 30 consecutive months.
Not 30 consecutive. 30. You add up 30 months out of the last 60 months. If you can add up 30 out of 60 months, then you've satisfied the second. And the last thing you got to prove is that no trip more than 6 months, which it sounds like you haven't been doing. So as long as you can add 30 out of 60 months, you're living in the state where you're filing for the last 90 days, and no trip more than 6 months, you come back to America, re-enter as a resident, and then file your citizenship.
Gotcha. Thank you much.
You're very welcome. 1-800.
Thanks so much.
Let me do your job, Squeeze. 1 second. 1-800.
No. Let me do my job. I was just looking away because it's like pouring cats and dogs down here. So I'm quite sure the production saw me looking away. So they're like, wait, let me just cut to just you alone.
Yes, I thought.
All right?
I thought you were just talking off camera a little bit.
No. My production team is very, very, very good. There's 0 person there. There's 0 person there.
Just a camera and a Skype, right?
That's it. All right. So once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. The number is 1-800-529-5465. Hi, I like that wide angle. These guys are professionals.
They're good.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. It's called the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're live at 9. We're live at noon. Okay, weekdays. And ladies and gentlemen, remember to share this with every person. 93.5 listeners, spread the word. Tell everybody to tune in. We've got a great show. You can go back and watch it later on in the evenings, okay? If Facebook don't screw around with us, okay? 1-800-529-5465. And it's all powered by USA Credit Repair. Let's get back to the phone lines before we get to calls later on with Kim Moore, our SMG. 1-800-529-5465. Call from anywhere in the United States. Outside of the United States, you can call +1. Brad liked that part. He likes the plus one. Okay.
It's the old-fashioned
whenever I invite him anywhere, he comes and he says, I got a +1. Okay. And I'm like, I didn't invite a +1. I invited you. All right. Okay. 212-227-8933. That's +1 212-227-8933. Brad, if you could take a wild guess, who I was on the plane with?
Shaggy.
How did you guess?
Because we were just with him last week, so.
It's his birthday this Sunday.
Oh, well, wish him happy birthday for me.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Yeah, okay. All right, so let's go to Anthony. Anthony from Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida, in the house.
Anthony.
Yes, sir. How are you doing, sir?
How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Go ahead, Anthony.
My question is, I got 2 aggravated felony. Now, I was up for removal, and they let me out of that one. Now, I was told that I could ship. Now, my question to you is, I heard something on your show the other day about vacating the country.
All right. So let me ask you a couple questions about citizenship, and then we'll talk about vacating. All right. So when you say they let you go, I guess you got some sort of waiver, right? And you won your case.
Yes.
Okay. When were your convictions? What years were your convictions?
93.
93. And they were aggravated felonies?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're barred from becoming a citizen, even though you won your deportation case, because you have an aggravated felony after November 17th, 1990. So you filing for your citizenship, all you're going to do is get it denied. Now, are your convictions in New York State?
New Jersey.
In New Jersey. You can't vacate convictions in New Jersey that are more than 5 years old. So you're basically, for immigration, you're going to be a green card holder for life, but you're never going to become a citizen. You can't vacate convictions in New Jersey that are more than 5 years old.
Okay, fine.
Sorry about that.
For your tax personnel, would I use this same number to get to them, or would I have to use a different number?
Same exact number for immigration, for personal injury, for tax, for divorce, for criminal defense. It's the same number, 1-800.
For the law firm, period.
It's the law firm, 1-800-529-5465. And we're going to put them on hold. We have a whole bunch of calls, and we have a lot to get through here, Squeeze. So let's just run through 2 or 3 calls quickly.
Let's go.
John, how are you?
Yeah, how you doing?
What's up? You're calling from New York.
Okay.
Yes.
John, what's your question for Brad?
I recently got married a month ago, but my wife, she had a visa for 5 years. But we got married in August. I want to know what the step is to do.
Are you a citizen? Are you a citizen?
Yes.
All right, so you're living together now. What kind of visa did she come here on? Do you know? A visitor's visa?
Yeah, visiting visa.
Where's she from?
Suriname.
Suriname. So what you're going to do is you're going to file an adjustment application, which is an I-485, an I-130 visa, I-485, an I-130, an I-864 affidavit of support, an I-765 for her work permit, an I-131 for her advanced parole, which is her travel. You're going to file it with Department of Homeland Security, USCIS. You're going to pay $1,765. She's going to get her work permit in 90 days, which she can then get her social, and then her driver's license. And in about 9 months, you're going to go for a bona fide marriage interview, and you prove it's a real marriage. She's going to get her green card. Now, we can help you with all of this. I can actually, we do this thousands of times a year, so hold on 1 second, okay? But that's basically the process.
1-800-529-5465. Brad Bernstein, the attorney, answering your immigration questions here. Once again, call us at 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to another call, Brad.
Well, Squeeze, we gotta take this show to a screeching halt right now. Okay? We have to, like, put the brakes on, Squeeze. I want to be able to take immigration questions.
Everybody turn up your radio.
I want to be able to take immigration questions. Trust me, I want to. But I am told we have to take this.
Go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. We got to put... Squeeze, what was that? That was our show coming to a halt. Did you hear that? Squeeze. Our show came to a halt. It was a screeching halt. We got to talk about... You like that? I like that. That was very funny, Jill. We had a car coming to a screeching halt. Everybody likes jokes. So
something big is about to happen.
So this is what's going to happen. We are going to talk about USA Credit Repair, which is one of the most exciting companies in the entire United States of America. They don't get more exciting there at USA Credit. You call them up, it's like puts a big smile on your face, because when you call them up, they are going to, by the way, they're our proud sponsors, but they are going to get your credit up. If your credit is below 700, Squeeze, is that correct? If it's above 700, you don't need to call. But if it's below 700, within 90 days, they will give you a money-back guarantee. A money-back, Squeeze. I am talking, boom, money back in your pocket if they don't get you your credit up within 90 days. And the telephone number to call for USA Credit Repair is 1-800-872-7177. If your credit's below 700, you have to call them. You want to know why? Because you can't do business in America these days. No bank will do business with you. You're not going to get a mortgage. You're not going to be able to lease a car. And if you do lease a car, it's going to be extraordinarily expensive. And whenever you go anywhere, to go open up a credit card, to go deal with a bank, to go rent an apartment, even now to go get a job, Squeeze, they are asking for your credit report. And in your credit report, if it's below 700, guess what? You look pretty freaking ugly to these people. You could be the greatest person in the world, but you look ugly to them because your credit's below 700. So the best thing that you can do, and I haven't taken a breath yet in 90 seconds. We'll see how long I can do this.
You're turning red, man.
I'm going to turn red soon. I haven't taken a breath in 90 seconds. So the best thing you can do to get your ugly credit up is call USA Credit Repair. And by the way, they are the key to beautiful credit. And if you call them right now, it's 1-800-872-7177, 1-800-872-7177. And I can assure you that they are extraordinarily competent. I can assure you that they will get your credit up, and they are going to dispute everything on your credit report, and I can assure you they are standing by now. I can also assure you that when you speak to them, they will not be screaming like I am. But if you call them right now, 1-800-872-7177, Squeeze, I'll let you have the final word.
I'll tell you what, Brad is absolutely right. So whether it's late payments, collections, charge-offs, repossessions, bankruptcies, tax liens, judgment, those judgments and tax liens, we can get them off. Everyone who calls right now, we're going to give you a 100% free consultation. Call this number, 1-800-USA-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit, and also the sponsor of the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're getting back to immigration questions. So everybody come back on, spread the word, tell them we're back. Okay, that USA Credit Repair is not taking over the show. This is the Brad and Squeeze Show, all right?
All right.
Let's get back to
Let's
the
get the car moving again now, all right? We need a vroom vroom sound now that we can get the car moving back. We came to a screeching halt now. You know what? For the 12 o'clock show, hopefully Joe will get a vroom vroom, boom, we're moving again. So, Squeeze.
Yep.
Yesterday, while you were traveling to Jamaica, I did a pre-taped segment with Paul Hirsch. I wanted to do it live, but he's in court all day today, and we thought it was important to talk about what's going on with Harvey Weinstein and the sexual abuse and the alleged rapes of this very powerful man who held power and court over all of Hollywood. Let's roll the tape. Paul and I had a whole discussion about it, and then we'll talk about it when we come back. And by the way, before we roll the tape, I just want to tell everybody, when we come back, we're going to be answering your questions on social media, on Facebook. Leave your questions now. We're going to go to the rapid fire round right when we come back. But let's see what Paul had to say, and also what I had to say about what's going on in Hollywood. Okay, so we're here with Paul Hirsch. He's a partner here at the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. He's a former district attorney here in New York City for over 10 years. He has been practicing criminal defense for an additional 10 years, has over 20 years experience. And we're going to be talking today about the allegations against Harvey Weinstein, who is one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. The New York Times approximately a week ago broke a story that apparently everybody knew, but was a very badly held secret, recounting nearly 3 decades worth of sexual assault allegations against Harvey Weinstein. The story has detailed multiple instances, Paul, of sexual assault that Weinstein allegedly committed against actresses, assistants, models. More than 40 women have come forward, some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, accusing Harvey Weinstein of rape, sexual assault, sexual harassment. The accusers include celebrities like Ashley Judd, Rose McGowan, Angie Everhart, Angelina Jolie, Kate Beckinsale, and Gwyneth Paltrow. What is known so far is that in 2015, one of Weinstein Company's employees, Lauren O'Connor, wrote a searing memo asserting sexual harassment and other misconduct by her direct boss, Harvey Weinstein. O'Connor claimed a female assistant said Mr. Weinstein badgered her into giving him a massage while he was naked, leaving her crying and very distraught. These are some of the quotes that Miss O'Connor has said. There is a toxic environment for women in this country. I am a 28-year-old woman trying to make a living and a career. Harvey Weinstein is 64 years old, world famous, and he is a very powerful man. The balance of power is me, 0, Harvey Weinstein, 10. The rape and sexual assault claims are being investigated both by the New York Police Department and Scotland Yard. 2 credible sexual assault cases in New York, 5 sexual assaults by 3 different women in Britain, a total of 5. All right, so let's take, for example, because there's many accusers. In 2015, there's an Italian model, Ambra Battalina Gutierrez, if I'm getting her name right. She reported to the New York Police Department that Harvey Weinstein had assaulted her in his hotel room. Yep. The New York Police Department investigated. She even wore a wire capturing Weinstein admitting to groping her. Yet no charges were filed by the New York Police Department. As an aside, one of Weinstein's lawyers had donated $10,000 to then District Attorney in New York, Cyrus Vance, towards his re-election campaign. So with all of this background, you are a former Assistant District Attorney here in New York City. How would you be going about investigating this case and trying to prove this case?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, I've heard those tapes, and it certainly sounds like something was going on there.
There is an audio tape by Ambra Battalina Gutierrez. She was wired by the New York Police Department. She did go and speak to Harvey Weinstein as wired, as a witness to this. Let's see what Harvey Weinstein had to say on this tape.
Yesterday was a kind of aggressive for me. I need to know a person to
I won't do a thing.
I don't
Do a thing, please. I swear I won't. Just sit with me. Don't embarrass me in the hotel. I'm here all the time. Please come in. on everything. I'm a famous guy.
I'm feeling very comfortable right now.
Please come in now and 1 minute. And if you want to leave, when the guy comes with my
Why
jacket,
yesterday you touched my wrist?
Oh, please, I'm sorry. Just come on. I'm used to that. Come on.
Are you used to that?
Yes, come in. Because
No, but I'm not used to
I
that.
won't do it again. Come on. Sit here. I promise you I won't do anything.
I know, but yesterday was too
The
much.
guy is
for
coming.
me.
I will never do another thing to you. 5 minutes. Don't ruin your friendship with me for 5 minutes.
I know, but it's kind of like, it's too much for me. I can't.
Please, you're making a big scene here.
No,
Please.
but I want to leave.
Okay, fine.
Well, the thing I take away from that is, one, it is a form of power over a woman. I am a very famous person.
Clearly.
You still want to be my friend.
Right, don't ruin my friendship.
Don't ruin my friendship over this. And he also admitted to groping her.
Certainly sounded like it.
Certainly like that. And may have even admitted to other things, too. Are there any applicable statute of limitations?
There are some. In fact, if you're charged with a felony in New York, it's 5 years. Each state is a little differently. I believe the United Kingdom and other European countries have longer statute of limitations. And so it's complicated.
But we're talking basically 5 years here in New York.
5 years here.
So would it be enough, her testimony and a tape with him admitting groping, or would you need even more than that to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, in your opinion?
I mean, you'd like more, but with these cases, it's very difficult. I mean, normally these take place between two people in a closed environment, not public, privately. And so there's not a lot of evidence in these cases. And it comes down to the credibility of the victim. And here we had not only the credibility of the victim, but we have a tape to back up the allegation she said. It certainly did seem suspect that charges weren't filed.
What about the other 40 women who have come forward? Does the fact that perhaps he had a repeated history of doing this come into play in proving any one particular sexual act that would be criminal in nature?
It would be difficult for the district attorney's office to bring those other charges to prove that he did this one. However, you would try to use that depending on the defense that's used. You may be able to use them in rebuttal. You may be able to use them in cross-examination to disprove a particular defense that Mr. Weinstein brings on his own behalf. But again, those have to be decided and looked at individually.
All right, so we know right now that at least 40 women have come forward. Most of these women would not be able to be used to prove one specific, unless it was against them particular.
Correct.
There is an audio tape with him admitting to some sort of groping, but not necessarily any sort of forced sexual penetration or intercourse or any sort of felonious sexual assault, which is what these 40 women are claiming. But what about the handlers, the assistants, the people who would escort these women who will eventually become A-list stars, and many who did not, to his room, who have alleged that Harvey Weinstein came out in a bathrobe, requested massages, said, you know, there's a quid pro quo, sex for roles, quote unquote, the casting couch, that some of these women said no, and yet he forced himself on them. What about the other employees who brought them? Can they be charged with a crime? Could they possibly be used to flip, to go testify? How would the district attorney use these people to try to prove a case?
Well, you know, if it comes to light that other people were aware of the activities, were part and parcel to them, they could be brought as conspirators and acting in concert charges brought. So that if they played a significant role in the abuse or sexual assault.
What about if they were just escorting them to Harvey Weinstein's room with knowledge of what possibly could happen?
Well, I guarantee you that they'll be brought into the district attorney's office, and a frank conversation will be had. If the district attorney's office can use them as witnesses, they'd probably use them as witnesses.
So now let's talk about what a conspiracy is. A conspiracy is an agreement.
Yes.
So you know, what happens if they don't want to be witnesses, and then I guess the district attorney would say, okay, well, you're going to be charged in a conspiracy,
well,
or you can be our witness, I guess.
Or they can be declared material witnesses, and the court can order their testimony. They could be held in contempt of court if they don't testify.
So even if they don't want to cooperate,
correct,
So there's plenty of ways to get people to come and testify and corroborate this. They can be charged.
They can be arrested, thrown in jail.
They can, or just be compelled to go talk. Right?
Often the heavy weight of the government forcing their will on you will turn a reluctant witness. And especially now, the tides seem to be turning. I can't imagine there's too many people on Mr. Weinstein's side that may have been there 10, 15 years ago.
You know, the most disturbing part of this whole story, Paul, is that Weinstein's behavior seems to be one of the most, or one of the worst kept secrets in all of Hollywood. I mean, people were even making jokes about it on award shows several years ago, and nobody realized what was going on outside of Hollywood. However, if the allegations are true, and we have to say, you know, nothing's been proven yet, but if the allegations are true, Weinstein got away with this predatory behavior for 3 decades. Now, you can only go back and charge criminally for 5 years, but many of the women speaking out have said that they felt powerless to go up against such a powerful man, a powerful Hollywood giant. What advice would you give to people who are the victims of sexual assault, who feel that they have been harassed in the workplace, ashamed or powerless to go to the authorities, because these are crimes? This is against the law. What kind of advice would you give to women in this situation?
Well, it's very difficult, and these types of crimes are very difficult to come forward with. They're embarrassing. Your family is exposed to this type of behavior, and you believe that no one's going to listen to you. Harvey Weinstein was the most powerful man in Hollywood. Who would believe that they would take the word of an unknown actress before the word of Harvey Weinstein? I mean, now actresses like Angelina Jolie, people like that need to come forward. They need to step up and talk about what they went through, because these people are no longer powerless. These are some of the highest paid actresses in all of Hollywood, and Harvey Weinstein is starting to lose his grip there.
Well, I'm hoping, it is very hard to come and go, you know, especially when I think his assistant said Harvey Weinstein power 10, me power 0. You have to really be willing to step forward and expose something that's very extraordinarily uncomfortable. But hopefully by people seeing what happened to Weinstein, perhaps what is considered appropriate to be doing in any situation, women could learn from this, come forward. It does take a strong person to come forward.
Certainly does.
But hopefully with many women supporting, and many men and many Americans and many people from around the world supporting what these women are doing, coming forward saying these things happened, this shouldn't happen, this is wrong. Hopefully in the future when other things happen as well, because, you know, obviously, you know, unfortunately history repeats itself. These things are going to happen again. I wish it didn't, but they will. Hopefully people learn from this and say, I can also be a strong, powerful woman and step forward and do the right thing as well.
It also helps, I mean, if you are experiencing this kind of conduct, to speak to an attorney that may be able to help you in
what would you do as a criminal defense attorney to help a victim?
Well, we would start with an interview and sit down with them. We would see if they need any services, whether psychological or otherwise, that may help in refreshing their memories as to what happened. Sometimes it's from years ago, and then it's a matter of approaching the district attorney's office.
And you would be holding their hand this whole way, figuratively, and doing a lot of the talking for them, to alleviate any of their anxiety and pressure that they're feeling.
And many of the district attorney's office have particular units dedicated to sex crimes like these. It would be very easy for an attorney to work with them in an effort to get a victim and get the justice that they deserve.
Well, Paul, thank you very much for joining us here. We're going to be talking about this again because we're going to see what's happening with Weinstein. My guess is that he will be charged with a crime at some point. I would be very shocked if he's not. So we'll see how the district attorneys both in New York and in London move forward with this. Paul, you're a very good criminal defense attorney. Thank you very much. Also a partner here at law office of Spar and Bernstein. And we're going to go back to Squeeze now and find out where he was when we were talking about this.
I think he's in the streets. He's
Doing what in the streets?
I don't know.
We don't know. All right, let's find out what's going on with Squeeze.
All right.
There you have it. There you have it, folks. Once again, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. Great segment on Harvey Weinstein, man.
You liked
Is
it?
Weinstein?
Weinstein.
Weinstein.
Yeah, it's Bernstein, who doesn't
Okay,
who keeps his hands to himself. Weinstein, who
Yeah, keep your hands to
allegedly
yourself, man.
Weinstein, who allegedly doesn't. Okay. So,
Yeah,
but you know what?
Weinstein
You know what it
was a-
actually reminds me of, because
What
you
the hell
know
is this?
I want to go to rapid fire, and we're going to pull Kim up in a second. Okay.
Right.
But it reminds me of, you know, I don't know if you took Psychology 101 in college. But anyone who took Psychology 101 in college remembers the Kitty Genovese, Kitty Genovese story about this woman who got killed in Queens on the street right in front of her apartment in the 1960s. 38 people either heard her scream, or 38 people actually saw it, and nobody called the cops to try to save her.
No one did it. Yeah.
And what you know, and it's the group effect. I forgot what they call it, but it's like the group effect, that the more people who know about it, the less likely it is that anybody's gonna say anything. And I think maybe that's what happened here. I don't know.
That wasn't a Seinfeld episode. You remember that, when the show was ending? When Seinfeld was ending?
No.
And this guy got like mugged on the street. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, and then everybody. Okay.
All right. Anyway.
Let's go to rapid fire. Let's pull up Kim. Leave your questions right now on social media. We got to finish this up strong. We got about 4 minutes to go. Rapid fire. Boom, boom, boom. Nobody likes the gunfire. I would like a cha-cha-cha-cha-cha rapid fire. Let's go. Where's Kim? How are you? Hello.
Let's get into it. All right. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Hey.
I think Kim just got out of the powder room.
Yes. Well, we just don't have good lighting in there yet. She's actually much darker in person, but you know, we got to get better lighting.
That's what
on
they
you.
say about me.
Yes.
That's what they say about me.
All right, Kim. Let's go.
Okay.
Can we get your volume up, Kim? Can we get your volume up? Yeah, let's get your volume up. By the way, folks, this is a rapid fire question. We have Kim Moore that's going to be blazing the questions off on the show right now, and Brad Bernstein is going to answer them as quickly as possible.
Okay. Ulrich on Facebook wants to know, I got into the West.
I don't hear Kim, unfortunately. We can't rapid fire if I don't hear her. Let's try again.
I can't hear you, Kim. So you need to use the input on your computer. System preferences, input, up. Let me tell you what you need to do, Kim. You see this thing right here?
We don't have time, Squeeze. Squeeze, why don't you start? We don't have time. Start on your end.
All right, no problem. Okay, so let's get it going right now. Once again, folks, this is the rapid fire. Okay, here we go. First question right here says, hi, Brad. You had mentioned that the filing fee for the adjustment of status is $1,765. However, the fee shown on the USCIS government website is $1,760. Was there an increase?
No, I may have been in error. I'm never good with the filing fees, so don't quote me on that.
All right, no problem. As we try to make sure that Kim gets on the show.
I think it was. You know what it was? It was $1,465. It's now $1,760. My apologies. They're right.
Okay.
Okay. I take it on the chin on that one.
This one is from Jim. All right. If a spouse is filing a petition for his wife, okay, which is in the U.S., and stepchild in another country, should he file and pay for both I-130 at the same time?
Wife and child, you got to file for separate I-130s. The answer is yes.
The answer is definitely yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kim, are you good yet? Are you not good? She's not good.
No, she's not good. Let's finish up, Squeeze.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Now I hear you. Let's go. Let's go, Kim. We got about a minute.
Great. Ulrich on Facebook wants to know, I got in the U.S. August 20th on an H-2B visa, and I got married October 3rd. My visa expires the 31st of this month. Can my wife file an adjustment?
Yes, but it's very likely you'll be denied because you got married within the first 90 days of you entering on a non-immigrant visa with a non-immigrant intent. You need to speak to a lawyer.
Okay. One person wants to know, if you're married after the 90 days and you're here on a visa, is that a problem?
Not a problem.
Okay. Sebastian on YouTube, good morning, Brad and Squeeze. Do you need to submit any documents as you submit your application for citizenship, or wait until the interview?
Wait until the interview. Just submit a copy of your green card.
Okay. When a parent files for a child over 21, how long does it take to get them?
About 7 years.
How long does VAWA take to get it?
Go on.
Sorry.
Go on. Sorry.
How long does VAWA take to get approved?
Over a year.
Squeeze.
Good morning. I'm writing on behalf of a friend. She did her interview May 3rd, 2017, and she has not received anything up to this day. What can she do?
Contact me, because if it's more than 4 months you haven't heard, you need a lawyer.
Okay. Kim?
Can you reopen an abandoned approved I-130 case over 20 years ago that has an old address on it and now the petitioner is deceased?
Yes. It's called a humanitarian waiver.
Okay. I'm going to Jamaica for my interview. Is that a good idea?
If you have a provisional waiver and you don't have a criminal record and you don't have drugs in your system and you haven't committed fraud, sure.
Okay.
Simone on YouTube, how long after you divorce can you get married when living in New York?
The next day.
All right. Looks like we got to
We're out of time, Squeeze. We're out of time.
Yeah, we have to wrap it up.
Sayonara, as they say in Japan. Adios, as they say in Mexico. We'll be back at 12.
And you got to turn on your mic in the future, man. All right? Just say.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing? Ay, ay, ay.